Vietnam. Quite a few drivers not able to attend, but it still should be a fairly decent race. This is the qualifying results. I was not able to commentate on them, but gives you a rough idea. We've got Batboy up first. Have time to look through the grid during the formation lap. Okay, just gotta wait for the drivers to load in. Formation lap will get underway. And we can watch cars go around the fidget spinner track. Nope, already got some support for Batboy. He's running pole. So we're going to start with the formation lap. So we got Batboy, FM7, Killer 7, Kimmy, Hillhiker Tom, Lekalsp, Kinkiski and Dolga. So 8 races today, it's a 50% race. Damage is on reduced. So yep, there's our strategies for what the drivers might be going for the race today. This is the longest straight in the F1 calendar, so should be plenty good DRS overtakes going on there. This track finishing with quite a technical sector after lots of big straights. Quite like if Monaco and the start of Suzuka had a child, I think this is what we'd get. The Sector 3 in Vietnam, Hanoi. As they come round the last corner and then onto the grid. Right, here we go. Our drivers lining up on the grid. Oh. Yeah, 5 lights. And away they go. Oh, and away they don't go. And away they go. Codemasters having a bit of fun there. Spreading out through the field. Anyone going to get good overtake here? Kimmy looking up the inside. Side by side with Hillhiker Tom here. Here on the sweeping corner. So he's got the inside line, but Kimmy's going to go around the outside of the racing point. Had a collision. Just put the Lekalsp in the wall. He's now going to have to go on the track with a bit of a broken front wing. Going to be forced to pit now. Kinkiski looking for a move, not able to do it, not close enough. See if anyone can get something done down this big straight. Tom a bit slidey there, manages to hold it. Kinkisky gets through Tom. It's like Kimmy's gaining on Killer 7 as well. Not able to get the move done. Batboy's still holding first, and he's got a second gap already. It's very tricky to pass through this last sector here. It's certainly a good way to gain time or to pull away from those around you. Well, the Calsp is definitely going to be suffering without a front wing here. The team are losing massive amounts of time. There we go, that's the first lap done without too much of an issue. One incident, putting the driver in the wall. Kimmy looking for a move. Might be able to get something done here if he gets a good point. It looks like pretty much got the track locked out, so he's not able to get past. He's got a good run in him though. If he can hold it, might be able to get an overtake done. There's Dolger. Ooh, Tom spun. Kimmy looking for a move up the inside. Just giving each other enough room there, not quite hitting. Looks like it's been done safely. Kimmy not able to get through. Well, looks like he's going to try again now. Had two drivers spin now. Kalsp going on to hards after qualifying on soft. Kimmy up into third. And Batboy already pulling away by 2 seconds. Kimmy going slightly deep there, but manages to hold it. See if Killer 7 can use this last sector to catch up. Although he is going to be suffering from the dirty air. That slipstream is not going to be a massive help here. Well, it appears that Kimmy is actually gaining on FM7. Once DRS is enabled, going to be expecting even more overtakes. Batboy absolutely pulling away from the rest of the pack here. Tom forced to pit after that collision he had with Dolger. See where he's going to come out. It looks like he is going to still be miles ahead of the cows. It's now on the hard compound. Kimmy looking to both attack and defend, although I think he's actually done quite well pulling away from Killer 7. Not close enough to overtake yet. Has that DRS, not able to use it. Is he going to be able to get a move done down this second straight? Nice big long straight, and about halfway down he gets DRS to aid him. Good start so far. He has more overtake, so he's going to be able to use that to his advantage. Is he going to be able to move up to second? It's looking good, he's got a lot of overspeed. Ooh, he's been squeezed. It's a bit of a dodgy move there. I don't know if his front wing's okay. FM7 nearly losing it. We'll see if he decides to pit. I don't think his front wing was damaged. Damage is on reduced, so he should be okay, but we'll see. He's doing alright so far through this sector, losing a bit of time. That might be more through to dirty air than a damaged front wing. And all that has allowed Killer 7 to catch back up again. Yep, he's opted not to pit. Nearly end up cutting that corner. And Batboy again setting a fastest lap and pulling even more time away. FM7 loses it there, spins. And that's not a good place to lose it. Virtual safety car's out now. FM7 is going to have to drag his car all the way around the track with that front wing. And those tyres. Yeah, they're already losing the tyres, and he's hit the wall. And that's his race over. So we'll see, we've still got this battle for second ongoing. Batboy got miles ahead in the lead. We'll see if that can be kept through the strategy, the different strategies. How long till this virtual safety car comes in? These two back drivers, Hill Hiker Tom and Calfs, still fairly close together actually. The virtual safety car is still out. Ah, here we go. Virtual safety car's back in, and Killer 7 immediately looking for a move on Kimmy. These two fighting away. Looks like there's now a four-way battle. Certainly at least battle for second and a battle for fourth. There they go, through the sweeping corners. Killer 7 looking to gain time for when they're on the straights again. As close as he can for the overtaking moment. There they go, down the straight. He's got DRS, but he did a quite bad exit from that corner. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a move. But Dolga might be able to get a move from Kinkiski. He's looking, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We'll have to watch these two down the next straight. Might be. Oh, he's looking for a move already. Looks like he's got through there. Oh no, it was side by side. Kinkiski manages to use the outside line, the racing line, to pull away. Can Dolga get it on the overtake here? He's got DRS to help him. And there we go, easily down the inside. And not able to get him back into the next corner. So you'll have to slot him behind him. Looks like Kimmy's managed to get a bit of a gap over Killer 7. Kinkiski trying to keep up with Dolga here, wanting to get that place back as soon as he can, because they don't want to be battling too much, so they can try and gain time on the other drivers. That boy up in front, still absolutely dominant here. Well, plenty of VRS to spare. But it's these drivers, Timmy, Killer 7, Dolga and Kinkiski, it's going to be interesting to see where they all end up. All quite similar pace. It's also the question of, will Hill Hiker Tom and Lacals be able to bring it back together? Despite taking damage, can they use their differing strategy to catch up with the rest of the pack? Kinkiski taking advantage of that DRS. Not close enough to make a move, but certainly uses it to gain himself some time. Going to have another DRS zone coming up here. He's got Slipstream to aid him before that. Does look too far back for an overtake, I think, but might go for it anyway. He is gaining time. Is it enough? I don't think it will be. He's looking for the move. No, he slots him behind. Overcooking it a bit. Giving a small tap on the rear. And he's gone through with that tap. Gone for a bit of bump and run. Not really normal Formula 1 style. Dolga won't be too happy, gives him a little nudge there to show what he's thinking. Lovely technical sector here. Flows really well. Killer 7 gets a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. Looks like he's pitted. He's the only driver to pit so far, so we'll see what strategy he's using. Also, the two Racing Point drivers, both called Tom. So Team Tom, I guess we could call them. Dolga's got DRS working with him here. Not the best exit, but can he use the DRS to get that overtake done? He's not using his overtake, surprisingly. He does have a significant amount more than Kinkiski. There we go, using it now. Looks for the move, isn't able to do it. Kinkiski slightly overcooks it, losing himself a bit of time, but not too much. Still able to hold that position. Dogger going for the overtake, but compromising his exit here. Loses a bit of time there, which he's going to have to regain. Now, looks like he's going to get the overtake here. He's got that DRS now. Goes around the outside. And there we go, he's got the move done. Back through after what happened last lap. He did nudge to get through. And he's managed to hold it. Ooh! Kinkiski completely misses his braking point there. You can tell I wasn't aiming for Dolga because he did move out of the way. I don't know if that was a disconnected controller or what. That didn't look too deliberate. He's retired from the session. I don't know what the cause of that was. We'll see, that kind of removes the only battle that we had going on in that race. So it is now going to be much more down to strategy and who can use that to their advantage. We've got Batboy miles ahead in first, Dolga in second, Kimmy who's just pipped, as has Killer 7. Oh no, Killer 7 pitted last lap. Tom still fairly far back, hill hiker Tom. Local's losing a bit of time on him, but not a massive amount. Just two drivers who haven't yet pit. Killer 7, the leading of the two drivers who are on the mediums at the moment. See if Kimmy can gain that time back and try and get through. For the moment, a very spread out field. So none of the drivers are going to be benefiting from DRS. It's entirely down to what pace they can get in clean air on their respective tyres. Got a bit of traffic lights here. Soft, soft, medium, medium, hard, hard. Of course, in the British Grand Prix this weekend, they've made all the tyres one softer. So medium became soft, hard became medium, the soft, I guess, became super soft. Gonna mess with strategy a bit. See how that turns out, if even more tyres are going to pop in that race. Killer 7 green on his own time, despite now being on mediums. Gets a bit of oversteer there, can't carry too much speed. Of course, it's judging now is on these new tyres, locking up the front left. So Dolga pitted now, which lets Killer 7 go through, and Batboy's also pitted this lap. So they're kind of coming back together now, these drivers. Dolga down to 4th, so we've got Batboy, Killer 7, Kimmy, Dolga, Hill Hiker Tom, and Lacasp. These back two drivers quite far down after their respective incidents. Here we go, Dolga and Kimmy back together again. And he's got DRS to help him. Looks like Kimmy's using... No, he's not using overtake, he's just got a really good exit. Allows him to use that. Dolga's going to want to try and make sure he gets into the DRS zone for the next straight. At the moment, it's not looking like he will be. Goes fast to that corner, but compromises his exit doing so. He's not going to get DRS. Let's see what he can do next lap. Is he going to be able to get back into the DRS zone? Certainly gaining time here, using more overtake, I'd assume. Yeah, let's see if he can gain any time on him in this technical last sector. Mercedes colours are the Mercedes driver. It's on holiday at the moment, so only one of them available. Brody, who actually was our previous season champion, is very much looking forward to getting back on his wheel. Actually very equal on time through that last sector. Still 1.2 seconds back. Loses a bit of time for that first corner. Not able to get himself back into the DRS zone, or DRS range of Kimi. Gaining some time down this straight though. Here again, he's slower at that corner there, which means he's not really going to be able to get himself into this next DRS range. He's gradually losing time on Kimi. He's going to be putting pressure on him to try and get back, because if he gets too far back, there isn't much hope of getting past him. Turns in a fraction too early there. Looks like Kimi did go a bit deep, so lost himself some time as well. Either driver with a flawless run. Batboy getting himself another fastest lap. There we go. Very dominant drive so far. Managing to keep it out the walls, not getting himself into any trouble. Just driving along. Very dominantly holding the pack behind him. So yeah, that gap is getting even bigger between Kimi and Dolga. Just at the moment looking like Batboy's going to win. But of course, this is a race, and in F1 anything can happen. So until we get to that last lap as he crosses the line, you can't confirm who's going to win. Now actually it does look like Kimi might be gaining a bit on Killer 7. See if you can catch up with him, because at the moment it doesn't look like Douglas can catch up with Kimi. But Kimi might be able to make some progress in Killer 7 here. This track is the time is quite heavily affected by ERS management, so I've got to make sure they keep that nice and strong. Ooh! Don't quite know what happened there to Kimi. Looks like he's lost a tyre. Can't see which tyre's gone, but it's possible he quit there. Very heavy hit on the wall. That puts Dolga up to second. We're down to just 5 drivers after 3 drivers have DNF'd out the race. So the gap's now open quite a lot. It'll be interesting to see if Hill-Hiker Tom can catch up with Dolga. He certainly seems to be a decent quick driver. On these hard tyres, he's going to be able to go a long way. So he's going to have the advantage, he's not going to have to pit anywhere near as much. There you go, the wonderful Ferrari livery. Shame the pace isn't as good this year. I mean, what, 13 years since their last championship? 2007. With the Iceman himself. Here we go, Dolger's pitted. I don't know if that was front wing related. Might be getting onto the hard tyres. We'll see what he does. No, another set of mediums in the looks of things. Some of the old tyres clipping through the new ones. And that's going to put him right up and racing with Hill Hiker Tom here. See which driver comes out ahead. I think he's going to have the advantage here actually, Hill Hiker Tom. But there is not much between the two of them. So there we go, these back two drivers now. The gap closing up a bit between them. But this is where the strategy gets interesting, because now we've actually seen Hill Hiker Tom, despite his incident, have to stop early. He's been able to use that to get himself up into third. And now 2 racing points on the podium. Well, actually, it does look like Dolger's losing a bit on Tom. See how he does, his tyres have still got to warm up. It's wonderful looking last sector. Always fun to watch cars fly around them. Turns a bit late there, has to be gentle on the throttle to avoid going into the wall. Dolger starting to gain a bit of time now on Tom. Was 3.7 seconds down, brought that down to 3.1 now. Those mediums going to massively help him in that last sector over the hard tyres. See how many laps it takes for him to catch up. There you can see how close he is now. Just up ahead that racing point. Gaining a huge amount of time. Using a lot of overtake to do so. If we can start getting in the slipstream and saving it more, it's going to be well worth it. Managed to use all his overtake here. So he flies through this sector, gaining even more time still. That's 1/10, 2/10. And another one. And there we go, now he's in the DRS range. So we'll see if he can make a move down this next big straight. Comes around this corner, he'll be hoping for a good exit here. Not as good as Tom, but close enough, I reckon. Let's see if he goes to the overtake. Both drivers using their overtake. Not quite able to do it, but he does with the next straight. Tom forced to go deep. Allowing Dolger to close that gap right up. Looking for a move at the inside, I think it's just going to compromise on his exit here. Here we go, already gaining time. Tom using overtake. Dolger saving it and being smart to use it for DRS. A combination of the two. And he goes through. Tom forced to slot him behind, looking for the cutback, not able to turn his wheel quite that far enough. See if Dog can start to pull away, or if he's going to have Tom at his heels the next lap. Nearly losing it there. Curb biting him a bit. See how he can do. Already losing time, no longer in the DRS range. So that looks like that might be 4th place gone for him. But it'll be interesting to see which drivers still have to pit left. I think Dolliger might be alright, but the Killer 7 and Batboy may still have to pit. We'll see what strategy they go for. Yeah, that gap staying fairly even now down the straight. Not able to use the DRS. That gap's still not all that big. Mistake could be enough to losing that position back. The moment he holds on to it. There we go, that gap already up to nearly 3 seconds. Medium tyres massively better in that last sector, and on much fresher tyres as well. Batboy here with a much bigger lead now than he had before, up to 21 seconds. Seeing the bottom right, throttle and brake management as he goes through that sector. Be very careful on them. Yeah, Tom, not really much hope of catching up with Dogger now. Just got to keep his head down, drive as fast as he can, and hope that his strategy is going to pay off. But of course, not what he was originally going for, till that collision happened. There you go, well over halfway through the race now. Oh, nearly loses it there, catching the curve quite badly, just keeps it out the wall. Actually, it's like Kals was a bit of a risk of being lapped by Batboy here. See how that goes. Still got a bit of time till Batboy gets past. does look like he is probably going to get through. Quick look at how many. Yep. Dolger only wants to do 2 stops, the rest of them have all only done 1 stop. And you can see Dolger did very well compared to his qualifying. Most of the drivers, of course, having gone up after all the DNFs. Looks like it's starting to rain now. That might mess with the race. Some of the drivers are going to be forced. Well, the drivers might be forced to pit onto different tyres. It's going to mess with strategy a bit. We'll see if that rain gets any heavier. Start to see those raindrops falling. Let's see if any of the drivers are going to pit. Killer 7 chooses not to there. Who's the next one? Dolger's the next one to come around. Let's see if he decides to pit for different tyres. Might be still too early yet. But this last sector, if it's wet, you've got to be very careful in. Don't want to be sliding into the walls, that water. See what he decides to do. This is where he makes his decision. He's choosing to stay on. How about Tom? What's he going to do? He has gone into the pit lane, so he will be going on to a wet compound of tyres now. He's hoping that'll pay off for him. Let's see what kind of tyres he is going to be using. Probably only gone for the inters at this point. Yeah, just the intermediate tyres. The front wing doing an interesting trick. Having a new front wing phased into his old one. So that is going to drop him down into the back of the field. That does also mean he's the only driver currently on wet tyres. Batboy coming around again and choosing not to pit. It's nearly going to be lapping Tom here. It's going to take a while for these tyres to warm up now. For the moment they're looking good. See, Killer 7 choosing not to pit as well. It's currently only 1 driver. He's decided to go onto wet tyres. Let's see if Batboy's struggling in the rain at all. Goes a bit deep there, but that might just be driver error. See, another driver choosing not to pit, so still just 1 driver that's pitted for a wet compound. And at the moment it does look like that might be losing him a bit of time to Casp. We'll see if that keeps up. He might have pitted a bit earlier here. Batboy is going to have to find a safe way past him. Now Batboy's pitting, so we'll see if he's going for inches or full wet. He's gone to another set of softs, okay. So these will be going to the end of the race. He doesn't think the rain is worth changing tyres for? Tom nearly losing it there. His tyres don't seem to be doing much for him. Might have been a mistake to go onto some wet tyres. It's certainly going to mean some of the drivers are going to have to be more cautious. Very huge gaps going on here. Oh, Tom getting the wall there. See if he decides to pit back for dry tyres or hold it out and hope the rain gets worse. Rain does look to be getting a bit heavier now. Still not hugely affecting the drivers. Many of the drivers now on their last set of tyres, just be wanting to bring it home nice and safely. Tom at the moment, it does look like might have made the wrong decision, but he's sticking it out in the hopes that other drivers might be forced to pit for wets. He's now starting to gain some time on the cusp. It does imply that the rain is worsening. Not a huge amount. Oh no, Codemasters is just messing about. Why is that happening? Because he pitted, okay. So yeah, the cusp also going for intermediates. Batboy choosing to stay on the softs. See what Killer 7 does. Does he join his teammate? Does he choose to stay on those mediums? Looks like he's struggling a bit here with these tyres. He has pitted. I'm going to assume it's going to be for intermediate tyres, but we'll see what he goes on. That does now mean that the cusp has been lapped by Batboy. Killer 7 changing on to, yep, intermediate tyres. So see what Zolga does. Is he going to pit? He is. Nearly ends up speeding in the pit lane. Just breaks in time. So we'll see if he goes for super soft or if he goes for the inters. I think it's very unlikely. He'll go for heavy wets, the rain isn't that bad. Yep, so he goes to the inters. Batboy for the moment seems to be holding out alright on these supers. Sorry, on these softs. DRS has just been disabled, but hasn't really been affecting drivers. There you go. Batboy pitting. Almost certainly for wet tyres. Unless of course he's damaged his front wing. That's going to give Lecalsper time to unlap himself. So yep, onto the inters he goes. Ooh, Lecal's back into the pit lane. And for another set of inters. Might have hit his front wing. Yeah, we've had 3 drivers DNF, but for various reasons lots of drivers weren't able to join. Hopefully next week there'll be more. It's quite an interesting first part of the race. Now the drivers have started to spread out. The most interesting thing is what they're doing with the rain. All the drivers who have now moved on to their intermediate tyres. But Batboy been in first since the start. It's not like anyone's going to change position. It's exactly half a minute between each of the drivers. dotted almost perfectly around the gap in a pentagon around the track. I think there is quite a high chance Bat Boy will win the championship. Depends on how hard Apple does. Because he was ill for this race. I think he's supposed to be the quicker of the Ferrari drivers, I'm not too sure myself. But Bat Boy's certainly going to get a good advantage from this race. No real competitors. King was having issues joining, so we had to wait to slow it on, wait to put it on until we could get him in, and then the qualifying wasn't streamed, so jumped straight into the race after the qualifying. Ooh, but we're sliding a bit there. Manages to point it forward and keep it out of the wall. Shouldn't affect his race, but he's going to have to be careful of his tyres now. Slightly warmer than they were before. Lecal's pitting here. Probably for a new front wing. See how he's doing. He's now been lapped by 2 cars. I think he qualified quite far down. I'll stick it to position smooth. Yeah, I think he qualified 8th. It's not amazing qualifying, but he's managed to do quite well in this race. There were a couple of big incidents at the start that got hill hiker Tom and Lecal's, forcing them to pit onto hard tyres. The rest of them kind of all DNF'd in their own different way. I think Kiski had a controller disconnect, and after that he kind of rage quit. Quite a lot of the eventful parts of this race have been and gone. Just now a nice gentle get to the finish line without hitting the wall too many times under the rain. Got our Bat Boy supporter still, huh? Yeah, he's just got 3 more laps to go, so this race is almost certainly his. Unless he somehow loses 11 seconds a lap. Does look like he's going to dominate this race from start to finish and first all the way. Yeah, hopefully we'll have more drivers for next week. Some of the more committed drivers weren't able to do it for some reasons, and then we had some other drivers who just said they couldn't and end up coming. So hopefully we'll round them up better next week. Bat Boy's coming through this twisty technical sector and cross the line and just have 2 more laps to go. Oh, Lecal's used all his overtake. Watch him through this sector, see how he manages. I believe he has us to pit multiple times just for his front wing. Yeah, he stopped 4 times. I don't think that was really for strategy purposes. Here we go. Bat boy coming down this massive straight, the largest on any track. Still gaining time on the person in second, although he could be taking it nice and easy now. See the dry line, making sure to stick to it. Don't want to leave it, as you risk spinning quite badly. He crosses the line, 1 lap left to go. Is he going to end up lapping P4? Don't think it's quite close enough, but we'll see. It's like all the gaps are starting to build. Apart from actually that gap between P4 and 5, which seems to be closing a bit. Cal's gaining Tom. Tom being Hill Hiker Tom, not Killer 7. It's also Tom. Cutting those corners a bit, but not getting himself any penalties. Here we go. Nearly set it up there. Has to let off the throttle a little bit to keep it pointing forward. It was a bit wide. Narrowly over the wall. There we go, clicking the wall there. Comes just a couple of corners left. There we go. This is going to round this last corner to win the Vietnamese race. There we go. Absolutely dominant race there. There we go, Killer 7 coming across the line in second. Got Mercedes coming through next. Moved up lots of positions here. Started from the back of the grid. Worked his way up onto the podium. McAl's for him finished here. A lap down. Caught the wall a few times, tossed him quite a bit. There we go, the Mercedes dog crossing the line. Hill Hiker Tom coming through this last sector for the last time. The rain pouring down on him. About to come through the last corner. Our last car to cross the line. The 2 racing points, the only team to get both cars to the end. And there we go. That is the race concluded. I don't know how checked the pole lap was. I think I can see. You can certainly go back and check on the stream if you want to. I started it when we can still see quality times, so if you go back to the start of it. have a check now myself. So 1:33.629. There's the quali lap. There we go. Our podium, Batboy, Killer 7 and Dolga. Only one penalty across the entire field there. And there we go. That concludes the race. Batboy, Killer 7, Dolga, Hillhiker Tom, Lacals, Kimmy, Kinkiski and FM7. The bottom 3 drivers not able to finish the race. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Shame there wasn't as many cars as we would have liked, but due to the rain shaking things up at the end, and had some good battles near the start. There we go. That was the race. I hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, Batboy with a dominant win there. Don't think anyone stood much of a chance of challenging him. The fastest in the wet, the fastest in the dry. Qualified in pole and just ran away from there. Did get mixed up a bit further down with Killer 7 and Dolga, who of course came from the back of the grid up to 3rd. I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry there wasn't as many cars as we would have liked again, but next week we'll hope for improvement, and if anybody is interested then contact us and yeah, we'll see if we can give you a seat. But for now, goodbye from me and I hope you enjoyed.